What's going on, good people? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. You know what we do. You know how we start this thing off. You know what it is. It is Wind Down Wednesday.
Yes.
And y'all know I'm sitting here. We relaxing. Get back, sit down, pull up a chair, carpet, I don't care, beanbag, whatever you do. Grab a chair, sit down, because it's about to go down. But pour you something to drink. Okay, get you something in that glass because we about to give you some information that you gonna be like, oh my God. So get your notepad and your ink pen. So it's about to go down, people. I'm telling you right now, it's about to go down. So I'm sitting here now. Y'all know who I am. My name's Sandy, the one and only. Ain't no other than me. And I'm sitting here with my dear friend, sister Queen.
What's up? Y'all know it's Shanice. It's Tuck Radio, Wind Down Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday. Yes.
Every Wednesday. And today, you know, it's every day is a special day. Every Wednesday is a very special Wednesday. But we try to do something different for you all every single time. We try to bring you some information, educate you on some things that you have no idea about. Tell you some personal things in our life. You know, we love the Lord and the beat goes on because, you know, we throw Jesus in there too. That's what we do on Tuck Radio. So in other words, we keep it 110% up in here.
That's right.
And we want you to know tonight ain't no different than any other night. We just got our dear friend brother. We ain't gonna even say he a guest. He is our brother. And we gonna sit here and talk to Mr. O to the J Wellborn from the Wellborn Experience. Before we get to that point, sis, how has your week been?
It's been going well. I cannot complain. It's nice and warm today. No rain. I'm chilling. I'm blessed. What can I say? How about you?
How's the family?
They're good. Everybody's good. We all woke up for another chance, right?
Amen. 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 So how was your 4th of July? You know, how did that go? What you guys do? Was it exciting, fun? Any fireworks?
Oh, man. The 4th of July was, that weekend was very busy. It's a busy time. I'm glad that the 4th is actually over because people just, I don't know if they was giving fireworks away for free, but folks was popping fireworks off on Friday. I'm like, if y'all don't go to bed and wait till the 4th,
yes.
Lord.
Do
but
something.
other than that, it was busy. It was fun. It didn't rain. No complaints. How about you on the 4th?
Mine was good. You know, I'm always doing something. You know me. I'm on the road again. I'm always on the road again. So, you know, I went to visit a couple of people, you know, went out of town for a minute, you know, spent a couple of days, had a real good time, met some different people that I hadn't met before, you know, so it was exciting. It was fun. You know, I'm getting to that point where it's time for me to skip out. It's time to retire. So why not enjoy and do a little bit of something before, you know, it even get to that point, because there's always something to do after retirement. So keep your eyes open.
For sure.
But life is good. God is good. It's all good. I had a wonderful 4th. It was an outstanding 4th, and I'm not complaining. So other than that, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We sitting here with my dear friend, Mr. O to the J Wellborn.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
How was your 4th?
My 4th was good. I spent it with my kids. You know, we just kind of hung out, and we went to the fireworks the night before. We actually went out to eat the day before because the July 3rd was my birthday.
Oh, happy belated. I told your birthday about 10 times now, you know, but happy birthday on the 11th time.
I just turned 42, Jackie Robinson, 42.
Oh, you still young.
I mean, overall, it was a good weekend. Went out to eat, barbecued at the house, hung out with the kids, saw fireworks. Oh, and then, oh my God, one other thing about my weekend.
What?
I had this wonderful book hit the market.
Hey.
Yes. So I'm very, very excited about that. So
yes.
Well, good. Because tonight, that's what we are about to talk about.
It.
Is that book. We're about to talk about it. Hey, people, let's talk about it. Now, we're not just going to talk about it. Let's just run it down. Otis, I need you to tell the people who you are, where you came from, and how you really got started to where you are right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. So Otis Wellborn here. I'm a Cincinnati native, graduate of Cincinnati Christian University, business management degree, ordained in the ministry back in, I don't know, like maybe 2014. Hughes Center graduate. We graduated together, myself and Shanice, class of 97.
That's right.
You know, and then I found myself in law enforcement. I worked in law enforcement for a total of 11 years with 3 different agencies. Most of my tenure was spent with Cincinnati PD. Very proud of that. That was definitely a part of my life that made me who I am today. You know, and as I got further on into my career, I was like, you know what? I started working on my master's degree, and I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to go into corporate America. You know, and then basically someone came to me and said, hey, I think you should get into real estate. And then I would tell you, I'm gonna speak more on that too, but you just never know who God will send in your life to give you a message or a word, and you got to be really in tune to it and listen. And it was brought to me like, hey, I think you should get into real estate, and I took heed to that. Here I am today. It'll be 5 years full time as an agent this September. So I'm very, 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 very grateful that I was obedient and took that leap of faith and left law enforcement. A lot of people thought I was crazy. You know, I spoke about that in my book. You know, people were like, you left a guaranteed paying job to go to a commission only job. Are you crazy? And I'm like, nope, God gave me the sign. So here I am today. And, over 30 million sold, maybe 150 houses sold. To some that might seem like a few, but to some more, it might seem like many. In 5 years, I guess on average, about 6 million a year. It's been great. Most importantly, I get the rewarding experience of just helping people, helping communities, helping, first-time home buyers, educating people that's already a homeowner but want to go sell their house or, looking to become an empty nester. What do they do? What's the best time to sell? Just anything about the housing market. That's my job. I'm here to educate and have fun while doing it. And most importantly, make money. So
there it is. That's what it's about. What's going on, B Fry? What's happening? And B Fry is always good. Figures are always good. Yeah, right. And it's so strange. We mentioned in B Fry, I was away for the weekend, and you know how you see millions and thousands and a whole lot of people. You just walking in the area that you ain't familiar with. Lo and behold, somebody calling my name, and I got my shades on, and I'm like, hold up. You don't know me? I'm like, who that? Don't be calling, and you calling my whole name, not a piece of it. My whole name. So it was B Fry, one of our listeners that listen and tunes in on a weekly basis. And it was always good to see people in different places, in different cities and states, that recognize you and that know you from the radio. So B Fry, it's always a pleasure. It was good seeing you, my brother. Hope to see you soon. So back to the 6 figures, because you know what? I think I might have been one. Yeah, I tried. The love, we try to be everywhere.
Everybody know you. You can't go nowhere without nobody knowing you. Okay.
I can, Otis. I can. I can. But it's just sometimes, I will go somewhere that I just might know somebody. So, and that's a good thing, because when you said that, I probably was one of the ones that said, "Man, you crazy. You're gonna leave a guaranteed position."
Yeah.
Guaranteed money.
What you one of the ones? I want to know.
I probably was, but I can't. But then again, I was probably one of the ones that said, "Congratulations, move on." And if that's what you want to do, because the thing about it is, we all know that we have to jump in the water and swim sometimes by ourselves.
Yeah.
Or we realize, hey, dang, I know I can make it to the other side. I just got to keep moving. And that's what Otis took that leap of faith, and he is where he is now. But he left a job that was guaranteed. The benefits was good. He could have also made the 6 figures on that job as a police officer too. Right. And he decided to, leave and go do what he's doing now, because he just wasn't a Cincinnati police officer. He was a police officer somewhere else as well. So it's not like this is something new to him, because he meets people, he has met people, and he knows what to do and say when it comes to people. So you left law enforcement.
I did.
Lord Jesus.
And let me speak on that.
Hey,
and I'm hoping I'm not giving too much thunder away. Huh?
You gotta be called to it, to do it.
Yeah. So and this is something that I plan on speaking on in my book signing this Sunday. Before I even got into real estate, okay, I chose the first brokerage I was going to work at because it was down the street from my house. So I contacted them. They said, hey, send us a resume. I sent them a resume. The broker called me back right away. She was like, when can I meet you? I was like, oh, I can come tomorrow or whenever, and I went, like the next day or the 2 days later or something. But here's where it got really interesting. Before I met them, and I promise you this is true, I prayed to God and I was like, God, allow me to know the things I need to know and allow me to see the things I need to see before I even meet them. Right. And I feel like God always speaks to me in my sleep. That night before I met the broker, I heard the words paid tuition. Clear as day. Okay. Honest God truth. I get up, I go meet this lady. Have you ever had somebody speak life into your situation?
Absolutely.
Okay. I met this broker and she said, listen, this is my first time meeting you, but I'm telling you, I see it all over you. You're going to sell a lot of houses. You're going to be rookie of the year. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And I believe in you so much. I want to pay your tuition. So when she said that, that was like a confirming word to me. And I knew then, like, that ain't nobody but God.
That's right.
So once I got that confirming word, I passed my test. I gave the police department my 2 weeks notice, and everybody thought I was crazy. And I was smiling like, I'm good. I'm good. And the average person probably sells across the country. The national average is like 5 to 7 houses your first year as an agent. I think I sold like 38 houses my first year. So if that ain't God, I don't know what it is. But I'm telling y'all, I ain't even trying to preach tonight, but this has been a true faith walk for me.
But you got to follow. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They don't, we can't tell you who to believe in. You can believe in a rock if you want to. We really don't care. Right. As long as you believe and have faith in something, but you got to follow it, and you got to be willing to walk out and step out on it. We do it all the time. And I'm a firm believer with you. I can say that to you too, is that when either I'm sleeping or when I get up first thing in the morning, there's something that comes to me. There's something that comes in my spirit. Ain't no something. I know who it is. It's God in my spirit speaking to me and telling me, 1 or 2 words, or do this or do that. And then don't worry about it after that, and that's happened to me on many occasions. But there are a lot of times people don't believe in following when they hear stuff, because they don't believe whether or not it's real, or if it's fake, or they don't want to take a chance. They're scared. But you weren't scared to leave the department. And you weren't scared to walk out and step out on faith and go to school and have a paid tuition to get your degree. And look at you now.
And not to mention, it's a job that don't even offer you insurance when you leave, when you start. So
nope.
There's something that you got to budget for and know that, it's going to be expensive. And that's actually something that I talk about in my book, but I want to touch on this too real quick. So about 2 years ago, a good friend of mine, his name is Jonathan Dupree. He invited me to Florence to come see his son play pool. His son is, I think, maybe a senior in high school this year, but he's been a professional pool player since he's been like a sophomore in high school, right? I go watch him play pool, and we're just having a conversation at the table. And again, you never know who God gonna use, right?
That's right.
Sure.
He said to me, you should write a book. And I said, write a book? I'm like, what am I going to write a book about? He said, man, you should write a book about making $100,000 because you do it all the time. And I was like, man, I never thought of that, but I don't know. And I kind of blew it off. But that was the seed being planted. That was the seed being planted, right? And then 18 months to 24 months later, watering that plant, boom, God wakes me up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. or something in the morning. I get up and I'm praying and I'm like, God, what do you want to tell me? And I grabbed that ink pen and I started writing. And before I knew it, I had the whole outline and draft with all the points done in 20 minutes of this book. So this book was truly written out of obedience.
Which is better than a sacrifice.
Hey,
Absolutely.
listen. Okay.
Absolutely. 20 minutes, I wrote all the bullet points and everything about this book. And then I got up immediately the very next day, started typing from the title, the cover, the ISBN numbers, the barcodes, the illustrations, which I did myself in the book, everything, editing, 5 weeks, and I'm done. I finished the whole project in 5 weeks.
So you was focused, and that's the thing. You were focused on doing what you know God wanted you to do. Now, at any point while you were doing these selling houses or stepped out,
Right.
walking on faith, at any point did you get discouraged and just say, "Oh shoot, this ain't, man, I think
I messed up.
I might have made a wrong decision, or I don't know if I should have left that job, or maybe I need to go find something else."
Yes.
Has there ever been a time that we know that God works in mysterious ways, but there's the nature, there's the human piece of us too. There's that human piece in us that we be like, ha, yeah, right, whatever.
Right.
So have you ever had a point in a time in your life where you were like, I don't know if I made the right decision?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple examples. Number one, at sometimes closings don't always happen in 30 days. People run into issues. Things are found on someone's credit, or maybe something went wrong with the appraisal, or whatever went wrong with this deal. And then all of a sudden, we don't get paid hourly to be a realtor. You get paid when the house closes. So it can be like a roller coaster at times, right? It could be, you might go 30, 45, 60 days without a check, right? So there was some times where I was like, man, I didn't get my first closing until like 2 months in, which is honestly, I think that's pretty quick, right? I know some people that go half a year without getting a deal done.
Yep.
They're in their first year, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there were some times where I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get a check, And then the other part too was, I don't think it was, I looked at it as a mistake, but I just thought it was conflicting with my personal life. So I got into it so much of wanting to help others and help clients that I felt like I was neglecting my family. So, kids are playing soccer, basketball, lacrosse, and I wasn't making those games, and then if I was there, sometime I was physically in attendance, but mentally I wasn't there. My phone would be ringing. I'm like, hello? Okay, yeah, you sent in the offer? All right, cool. And then, I'm not married anymore. My wife at the time was like, are you watching the game? And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it. Oh, matter of fact, somebody called me about a showing. I got to go. So it's a tough thing. It's a tough occupation. This is not a job you can just clock in and out.
Well, why would people want to? I mean, you wrote the book. You said how to make six figures. Why in the world would somebody want to spend all their time? What's going on, AJ? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hello.
Why would anybody want to spend all that time away from family, probably interrupting and disrupting the marriage and causing some damage, not just to the wife, but to the kids too? Why would anybody want to take a chance? And you say six figures. Now, $100,000 is six figures. But
right.
At the rate things are going now, $100,000 ain't. It's peanuts to some people, because it's a whole lot going on. But why in the world would somebody want to spend all that time, energy, and effort in begging somebody or talking somebody into? Because that's a lot of work. I wouldn't want to be no real estate person, period. I ain't got time to be going out there trying to get you to buy no freaking house. Yeah. When I need to make some money like right now. I need to get my check every other week. Mm-hmm. I don't need to be going out there doing that. Why is it that it's so difficult, but you make it sound like it seem like it's so easy.
Okay. So first and foremost, I think it's not just, and I talk about this in my book as well, but this is not some glorified open the door job for your client. Okay. This is, it's a package deal. Okay. Number one, I brand myself. Anybody that knows me know that I brand myself beyond everyone else that you can think of. And my branding is very unorthodox. So, you know, I've done everything but jump out of a plane yet holding a sign, right? But
that's next though. That's next.
I mean,
Hold
but
the book. We waiting on it.
but you know, if you're talking about jumbotrons at celebrity games, to being in the Jazz Fest book, to having a jingle, to being on national televised real estate show on TV, I mean, all of that, you know, it's like boom, that's part of the package, right? But to get back to the original question, I was saying all that to say, I think it's the way you present yourself to people. If you show people the consumers that you're a businessman, then they will respect you as a businessman. It's just like policing, right? If you look like a soup sandwich in your uniform, somebody's gonna try you. But if you well put together, you about your business, you nice, but you firm, and they know you gonna handle it,
Mean
they're not
business.
gonna try you, right? And so I had to learn that early in the process to be like, you know what? Like Jay-Z say, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, right? So I learned how to conduct myself as a business. And when you conduct yourself as a business, it's a culture and a way of, you know, taking care of your business that goes along with that. And when people see that, you know, they respect it. Now, to say all that to say, as far as why would anyone want to do this, because I can make as much more than a lot of people and work in 6 months and take 6 months off if I do it right.
Hey.
Right.
Yeah,
but
y'all heard it
just
here
now 6 figures is from, you know, 100,000 to 999,000.
Correct.
Right. So that's a big gap. I'm sure any and all of us can live off of 400,000, right? Or 600,000. So the more you put into it, the more you'll get out. And that's why I came up with this book. This book is broken down into 8 steps. It's 8 fundamental steps on what I feel that I've used, but I feel that you can use or anyone can use behind me to, you know, make 6 figures selling real estate.
So that's what I was gonna ask. That's what I was gonna ask. So it's not just for realtors. It's for whoever feel like
Correct.
they want to gain more knowledge and becoming a person that could possibly make 6 figures.
Very good question. Yes. Okay. In my opinion, I made this book about, you know, I said how to make 6 figures as a realtor because that's my lane. But after it was done, I sat and I thought, I was like, you know what? Anybody in sales can use this. I think any entrepreneur can use this book. This book is just 8 fundamental steps on what they can do as a blueprint to become successful. I'll go through the list. So one of the things is knowing your why. That's the first thing I talk about in the book. What's your why? My kids are my why, but what's your why? And what's important to you enough that you would identify as a why that would make you want to get up and go to work every day?
Correct.
You know,
So
what's that?
That's step number 1.
Oh yeah, that's step number 1.
Why are you doing this? And that's what, you know, I guess you probably
It's gotta make sense.
You got to make it make sense. And I guess
Yeah.
at the bottom of realtor, you could have said and more, you know, because it's just not about being a real estate agent or working in real estate or being a realtor. Because you've been everywhere. You know, you've been from north, south, east, and west. Now you're back here. But so the first step in the 8-step process in your book is knowing your why. Everybody should know why. Why you want to wake up? Why you want to wake up in the morning and get started? Why you want to buy them red bottom shoes?
I mean, one of the things I say in the book, I asked the question. I say, is it a job, a career or a hobby.
There you go.
And there is a difference between a job and a career.
Yes, it is.
You know,
And
Yeah.
it's a total difference from a passion and a paycheck.
absolutely.
Now tell the good people the difference between, we know, but I'm sure they know too, those that are listening. Tell them the difference between a job and a career.
Okay. Let's look at layman's terms. A job is, you know what? I gotta work. I was told I gotta work on Friday, so I'm gonna go to work on Friday. I don't feel like it. I might call in, or I'm gonna just go ahead and get these hours and get it over with and go home.
Right.
But career is like, I'm not necessarily looking at today. I'm looking at longevity to say,
Right.
how am I going to make it through my first 10 or 15 years? I know when I first started the police department, they say you'll get vested in 15. So I was already planning like, okay, you know, from year 1 through 7, I'm going to grind real hard and hit the streets. And then around maybe the 7th year, I'm going to maybe take the sergeant's test. And then after that, you know, I'm going to try to make my way up through the ranks or maybe get into the investigative unit or something. But you have to put a plan together to figure out how you're going to get to that vesting point, which leads me to my second point. The second point in the book is, I call it the Habakkuk 2, chapter 2, verses 2. I took a scripture and it's called write it down, make it plain,
Make it
create a
plain.
plan.
That's
Hey.
right.
Okay, so that's my second step in the book. You gotta write it down and make it plain and create a plan. This is not something that you just take your test, get some business cards, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna sell real estate. No, you gotta actually write a plan and figure it out. You gotta go and ask people that's been there before you and say, hey, what am I to expect? What kind of fees are out there? What brokerage pays this? Or what kind of fees do they have there? Or, you know, what, just all those things you have to investigate and then say, okay, now how much money did I save up before I entered this, you know, profession? So I know that I'm going to be covered for a couple of months before my first deal happens.
Right.
That takes planning,
Yeah.
you know, and that's in the book too. So it's a lot. It's a lot of things in there, and it's a short read, but it goes straight to the point about what you got to do.
So you gotta know your why, and you gotta have a plan.
Yeah,
But you got to make sure that with that plan, you make it plain.
correct.
Don't be all over here, over there. You know, keep it simple and keep it, because God said that. That's the word, folks. That's the word. You got to
Yeah.
write it down,
Yeah.
and then you got to make it plain.
Yeah, and
In order
then
for everybody to understand, not just you, but everybody else got to understand it too.
the third step, which I think is very vital, out of all the steps in my book, step number 3 is vital, and that's believe in yourself and remove doubt. Okay, I cannot tell you how many agents I've come across in my career that lack self-confidence, right? I even made an acronym in my book, okay? I made an acronym out of the word doubt. Doubt stands for don't operate until better thinking.
Makes sense to me. Don't operate.
Until better thinking.
And that's
And-
just like, don't operate until you have a better understanding. I mean, we can go back to that too, you know, unless you understand it. I mean, I get it. Sounds good to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't wait to read
Yeah.
it again and again.
You
I gotta be patient.
okay, so you go through the academy and now you're like, all right, I'm a police officer, but then you go into the neighborhood, now you doubting your abilities because there's something wrong with your thinking.
Yep.
And because your thinking hasn't changed, you're not operating. So you're sitting stagnant and you're not producing at your highest level.
Absolutely. And then it could be, you know, a lot of people don't understand too. It could be you have to remove yourself. And I think you said that too. You have to
Remove the doubt. Yes.
And that's because if you don't, then you're going to have that doubt. And then
Yep.
the most important thing, remove self. You know what I'm saying? Remove self, you know, and then because we doubt ourselves often, you know, we don't feel like and believe that we can do this, you know, knowing, you know, oh, we can do it. We just got to have faith and believe that we can do it and it's going to get done. So I get it. We got to know why, We got to have a plan, and we got to remove doubt. Okay, come on now.
Yep, believe in yourself, remove doubt. The next
I'm
step.
gonna need your help, sis. 'Cause we got to run them down. We got to run it down.
So the next step is identify your niche. Identify
Everybody got one. Everybody got one.
Right.
What's your thing? What you good at?
Well, in my case, my niche was firemen, cops, and sheriffs, because this was my community that I worked in. Right. So I went and talked to the community that trusted me already. They trusted me on the streets, so they'll trust me as being a realtor. Right. So I immediately made myself the ambassador or the go-to person for my niche of people. So you have to identify your niche, no matter what your profession is, whatever you into, entrepreneurship. You know, okay, if you're gonna sell this or that, you got to know what group of people you're gonna go after.
Audience. That's right.
Yep.
But not only that, you know, you have a knack for, let's call it, you know, a lot of people like to call it a gift of gab or whatever. You know, it's not like you don't know how to talk to people too. So that's a plus, you know, having that and some self-confidence.
You hitting on it. That's it.
Yeah, that's something that you gotta have, especially in the field that you're in, and the field that I'm in, and the field that Shanice is in. You have to have confidence, and you just got to know factually that what you're doing, you're going to get it done, and you're going to make it happen. So know your niche, you know what you're going to do and how you're going to go about doing it. So, okay, that's number 4, right? Hold on, let's run it down. Let's run it back.
Yes, that's number 4. That's
number 1, know your why.
Know your why.
There you go.
You got to have a plan.
Number 2, write it down, make it plain, create a plan.
That's right. And number 3,
believe in yourself and remove doubt.
Remove self and doubt. And number 4, what's your niche? Know your niche.
Yes.
Know your niche.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Number 5 is my favorite. Number 5 is my favorite. This is something that everybody know me for. Is branding yourself. Number 5 is branding yourself. That's important, right? Everybody know, if I say I got a closing, everybody just expect to see a picture with a personalized rug with something different on it. That's part of my signature, right? You know, I put the hashtag TWE on the rug. That makes it stand out. You know, I have a client, she sold her house. I sold her a house. And then she said one day a guy ran through her lawn, and they were just want to make sure he wasn't up to nothing suspicious. And I don't think he was just walking through, but they called the police, right? So the police officer comes to the door. Instead of saying, "Are you okay?" the first thing he saw was the mat. He said, "Oh, this was your realtor?" So, hey, branding is everything, okay? So if you see, you know, so one of the things, I'll give a point from the book. So one of the things I touch on in the book is this. It doesn't matter where you go across the globe. When you see those gold arches, you immediately see yourself, that's McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know it.
Right? I don't care if you're in China, Australia, America, DC, Cincinnati, wherever. When you see those golden arches, you know it's McDonald's.
Yep.
And to me, your branding should be the same way with real estate. Okay? If somebody talks about it, or if they see your logo or your brand or talk about your name, they should immediately already know who you are. And you should brand yourself in a way so that my goal was I wanted to brand myself so much that people think about me subconsciously. Okay. My jingle is catchy. You know, I put it on a radio station and people were like, radio host is like, man, I'm getting calls. People are like, man, we love that song. You know, so if you're humming the melody to my song, I did my job.
Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree. I don't know why I didn't put it on. I should have played it because it ain't like I ain't got the song. I got it.
Yeah. So branding is everything. Okay. I even talk about 3 types of branding. and I'll just touch on one. So let's just say if I had a whole bunch of tattoos on my body, right? Then I would use that as a play on words to enhance my brand. I would call myself the tattoo realtor.
Yep.
Right. And so when you do that, people can identify with you better.
Stand out. You stand out. You stand alone.
Maybe perhaps it's other people with a bunch of tattoos and they feel a certain kind of way around certain people, but they see me and they're like, oh my God, he's got tattoos all over. Right. I want to work with that guy.
Yep.
Or maybe you're the bicycle realtor that rides bikes everywhere.
Absolutely.
Right. One of my business partners on my team, her name is Mary. I helped her with her branding. Everyone knows Mary because she wears heels, right? So her website is called Home Shopping with Heels. That's her brand. That's her brand. That's what makes her stand out, right? So branding is everything. You gotta have a brand where somebody remembers you and makes you separate yourself from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're doing, we're running down the 8 factors to becoming, how to make 6 figures. We're trying to tell you all, you don't have to be a realtor. You don't have to, sell cars. You don't, whatever it is that you want to do. First of all, we want you to be able to buy the book. We're going to tell you how to do that in a minute.
Yes.
But we running down 8 things, 8 that's going to help you make 6 figures. Now,
and if you got comments, questions, please write them in the comment box. Call in. We encourage you to call in and ask questions.
Let's do it. So number 1 is the why.
Know your why.
Number 2 is you got to have a plan and you got to make a plan.
Write it down.
Number 3, you got to remove all doubt.
And believe in yourself.
And number 4 is know your niche.
Know your niche.
Now we about to hit number 5. Tell the people what number 5 is.
Well, I just touched on it. Number 5 is branding yourself. Branding yourself. Hey, yes. People, like you said, we all got a brand. It's like when I was out of town this weekend, that was the first thing B. Fry said, Sandy, Tuck Radio. I'm like, That's all I call you now.
I know. And that's a good thing. We all have a brand. We all, people don't realize it, but you got a brand. You really do have a brand. If you really sit back and think about what your brand is, you might I'm like you. You might be the t-shirt man. You could be the scrunchy woman, or the eyelash. We got kids that we work with. I call her Lashes because, she got them lashes on. I done branded her with a name Lashes. We got a kid that's 12, 13. He already got a mustache. We call him Mustache. So
it's a little thing. It's a little thing.
But look, you mentioned t-shirts, right? So that's something else I'll talk about in my book. So at one point I was giving away free t-shirts at closing that had my logo on it. How brilliant is that? So now everybody likes a free t-shirt, right? So now all of a sudden I got clients going to the grocery store being walking billboards for me.
That's what matters. That's important, because I got a friend that, matter of fact, yesterday I had on their t-shirt and I'm walking around in the mall with their t-shirt on. So I'm a walking billboard on their behalf because, if you got a t-shirt, I'm going to wear it. I'm gonna make it look good because I look good in what I put on. It don't matter what. So, I will wear it. So I'm walking around in the mall. And if they had questions, and that's the thing, you just don't just give me a t-shirt. I want to be able to, if people ask, I want to be able to talk about why I'm wearing that t-shirt and where did I get it from and how do I know that person? And then we can go into the details and then I can give you the number. Stuff like that. So I'm with you. That's a great idea. The next thing you're going to do is make some license plates or something that say OJ.
Oh, mine say Wellborn Experience.
That's what I'm saying. The experience. That's another thing. It's like Shanice got the E experience. It's like everybody has a brand.
Right.
Everybody got a brand, but you just have to realize and figure out what's your brand,
right?
What's it gonna be, because it's like, it's almost like a song. You want it to become repetitive and memorable in other people's brains. I get it.
See, it's like you already read the book because you saying points, right? And I ain't even gonna
I
lie,
haven't even
'cause
read
I want
the
people
book.
to buy the book. I want people to buy the book
Right.
so they can watch this video first and be like, oh my God, like she was hitting on that.
I mean, but you know, here we go once again. God uses people in ways that we don't even know and they don't even know. Because
Yeah.
you and I know I have not read that book not one time. I've only seen the cover of the
Yes,
book.
that's
We
true.
have not even talked about what's in the book until
Right.
now.
Right.
None of that. Because you know, we're gonna tell the people about where they can come to the book signing and
Sure.
buy their book too. We're gonna tell about that in a minute because I got to be over there because I got to buy the book because that's what we do. We support
Yes,
each other.
yes.
So we running down people 8 reasons, 8 ways that you can make 6 figures. No
Mhm.
matter what you do, mowing grass, you can make 6 figures.
Correct.
Shoveling snow, you can make 6 figures. It's all about knowing your why. You got to have a plan. You got to remove the doubt.
Right.
You got to know your niche.
Yep.
And you got to make sure your branding is on point.
On point.
Now, that's 5. Now we got 3 more left. 6,
3
7,
more.
and 8. So what's
Yep.
number 6 for
So
the
number
people?
6 is create a database and love on them. Okay. Creating a database should be everybody. Okay.
Yep.
So, you know, for example, maybe your database should be all the lenders that you know, all the home inspectors, all the electricians, all of the plumbers, all of the people that you've come in contact with, and maybe the ones that want to buy a house but that can't buy a house yet. Put them in your database. The ones that you already helped sell a house, put them in your database. Maybe it's other colleagues from other companies. Put them in your database. Why is it important to love on them? Because everyone is important to you in your network. If you guys are consumers and you call me and say, hey, I need an electrician, I should be able to go to my database and say, hey, here is such
Yep.
and such. I trust them. You should give them a call, right? Or maybe you're a person that I sold a house to, and then so like one year, what I did was for Halloween. You know, everybody don't celebrate Halloween, but they
That's
say
right.
trick or treat, right? So I sent out everybody in my database a $10 gift card to UDF and said, have a treat on me, courtesy of the Wellborn Experience, just to let them know I'm thinking about them. Right. And that goes a long way, especially if you got kids, you like, oh, I can take the kids for some ice cream real quick or whatever it is. But it's just the fact that I didn't make it a transaction where that's it. Like, okay, I sold your house and that's it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. No, this is an ongoing relationship. Right. And so you got to love on them. You know, one of my good friends out in Arizona, she had what they call an appreciation event where she had during COVID, she had a virtual jazz concert. So she invited all her clients to a Zoom link and they watched a live jazz band from their house. Right. AJ said he need a plumber. Okay, we'll get you together. We'll get you together.
What we do.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what, you know, but your database obviously should be the people that you're either prospecting or working with currently or work with in the past. But then other people, like, why, you know, maybe I need a divorce lawyer in my database. They see people have divorces all the time and they're like, you know what? They're feuding over the house and they want to sell it. Let me just call Otis. He can do it, you know? So, yeah. And then in return, you just love on everybody in your database. Send them happy birthdays. Send them happy anniversaries.
Yes.
You know, if you guys follow me on Facebook, which I know you guys do, you'll see where I'll say, you know, happy home anniversary. It's been 3 years. It's been 4 years. It's been 5 years. You know, I'm acknowledging them in front of people to show, like, not only am I loving on them publicly, but other people get to see it. And some people are like, you know what? I want that too.
Right.
And that's the thing. You're saying love on them, and you know, you said it. You just said what you meant by when you put them in a database and you love them. You just don't put them in a database and, you know,
And then that's it.
and leave them in the database and then go back and look and say, oh yeah, I remember this, that, and the other. No, you put them in the database so you can send them things and let them know that you're still thinking about them and, you know, If you need anything
Good
else,
time.
anything else for you, you know, here I'm here for you. I'm still here for you. Even if I sold you that house 10 years ago, I am still here for you.
What one of my agents I was working with in Detroit, I interviewed her, you know, on a Zoom, and what she said was she went to Walmart and bought like $200 worth of those bouquet of flowers and broke them down into smaller bouquets, like 1 or 2 flowers each. And everybody on Mother's Day that was in her database, she was knocking on their door during COVID or whatever, and was like, you know, during the COVID time, she was knocking on their door and said, "Hey, I left a gift for you on your porch," right? And so for them to, you know, everybody shut in during COVID time, they opened their door and they found some flowers. They're like, "Oh my God, she done came out in a pandemic and gave me some flowers," and that agent said that turned into like $2 million worth of business.
Oh, wow.
You know, so a $200 investment netted over 2 million in volume. You know,
Smarter, not harder. You gotta work smarter, not harder.
you better say it again.
But you only gonna get out what
But
you
you
put
put
in.
it in.
Absolutely.
Make it plain,
Absolutely.
people. So we're telling you, let's run it down again. You know, we're talking about the 8 ways that you could make 6 figures in anything that you want to do. But in particularly right now, is we're talking about the real estate business and how Otis got to the point where he got to the point. So number 1, you got to make it plain. I mean, no. You got to why. You got to why. Know your why. Number 2, you got to make it plain. Number 3, you got to remove doubt. Number 4, you got to know your niche. Number 5, it's all about the branding. Number 6, you got to put them in your database and let them know that you love them.
Yes.
Oh, if we ain't on a roll, I'm gonna be sleeping at night with going 1 through 8.
See, that's that subconscious thinking about
That's
the brand.
it right there. That's it.
All right. So number 7 is learning to network and build relationships.
Building them. Oh, that is so important.
Yes.
That is so important.
Yes.
You and I know networking is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do or how you do it. It's important. But anyway, carry on, my friend.
Okay. So I'm going to use Shanice as an example. Okay. So Shanice she might be the realtor that get all the listings. So she might have 20 houses for sale. But on the flip side, I got all the buyers. So it's important that I network with her and we can work collectively together and play matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm happy. She's happy. Our clients are happy. Everybody's happy.
And everybody winning.
Right. And then perhaps, you know, Tuck Radio here wants an investment property. Right. Okay. Then I reach out to my investor network and be like, "Hey, what do we have hitting the market? Do you have any properties off the market that you're looking to sell in the future?" You know, and then we play matchmaker, but it's all about networking and meeting people. I can't tell you how many people I know that are quiet realtors or just quiet entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Okay. If you do hair, everybody needs to know that. I guarantee you, everybody in my neighborhood where I live, they know what I do.
Oh, I bet you.
I'm not badgering them, but they know what I do.
I bet you.
And everybody should know what y'all do.
Oh, trust me, they do.
So networking is important. Networking, you gotta get out and touch and make relationships with other people. You know, some people always want to be in-house. No, let's go out. I mean, it's other companies across the city to network with. I don't care if it's a mom and pop company or a big company, you know, or a company like mine where I can reach out and touch people virtually. It's good to network and build relationships.
And a lot of people are getting away from that, which is they're losing out. That's that old school. That's that door to door knocking. That's that sticking something in the mailbox, sticking something on the door. You know, it worked. And I know we got technology now. A lot of people are just like, "Oh, I can just, you know, post this and I'm good." But the footwork.
We talked about that today. I was talking about that with my pastor. You know, we was talking today. I said, you know, the one thing that I think that, and Otis, when you were in law enforcement, you and I know there was no big deal for us to get out of the car and walk around and meet people and talk to people and shake hands and sit on the stoops or buy the kids ice cream, take them to the store, you know, give them lunch money for the day. That was no big deal for us to do, because that was a way that we were just not networking for the department, but we was doing it for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because when you're out there every day, you want the people to know who you are, you know, and what you stand for. And that was one of the ways, like you said, Shanice, it's like knocking on doors. It's just getting out, being seen, you know,
and that's your brand. And that's your brand. When you loving on them, that's your brand.
AJ.
her daughter keep getting it. Her granddaughter keep interfering with her, trying to find out how
It'll
she
be on
feels.
playback. It'll be on playback. It'll be.
You
on
better
playback.
get right. Wind it back. You better give her some animal crackers or something.
Yeah, but
Now,
we
and what
got-
you were saying, yeah, you loving on the community, right?
Yes.
That's like loving on your database. But then
absolutely.
the way you treat them is your brand. Okay. And then that's how, you know, when you walk into the neighborhood, people respect you.
They know you.
Versus being the cop that want to be Superman and your chest all out. They're gonna try you and they don't like you. And they like, well, why is it that they'll talk to Tucker or they'll talk to Wellborn, but they won't talk to me? Because we're on different vibes. We're coming in with different ways of personal communication with people. You know,
it's like when you sell a house, you're not walking in there with an attitude like, oh, I know I'm gonna sell this house. Oh, I ain't worried about it. You know, because you don't know all of that yet. You got to find out, you know, the dynamics of what's going on.
Absolutely.
And what's happening, what's the potential, you know, and I get that. But that's life, period. And people don't walk into situations and things thinking like that. So
she done read my book. She read my book. Somehow she done read my book.
I'm just saying, you know, one thing that I know is that a lot of people, I have a discerning spirit that sometimes I'm fearful of. It scares me to death, but I mean, it is what it is. So there it is. So it's like I told somebody yesterday, I said, what people don't understand and know about me, you know, the Bible says, touch not thy anointed and do thy prophet no harm. Now, I may be clowning and carrying on and love to have fun, but trust and believe, first and foremost, I'm a child of God. And what you don't want to do is step on somebody that's a child of God, because you and I know, the three of us know, God don't like ugly.
At all.
So
don't mistreat his people, especially when you're trying to do right.
Absolutely. When you know you're trying to do right, be careful, because you know that's all about that networking. When you out there trying to do right and you know you're doing right, and somebody else trying to, you know, stab you in the back or do something else, you know, against you, I don't think it's going to turn out good for them, but it's going to turn out great for the Wellborn experience, because I'm still wearing that t-shirt because he sold me that house.
And you know what? It's and that's another thing about this book. Like, the book is to open up more opportunities to meet other people. I honestly just want to make impact across the country. That's it.
And I think you're doing that.
If you do the work, the money will come. I ain't worried about the money. The money will come. I just want to be able, like, if something happened to me today, that people can say, dude had a legacy. Like, he was touching communities, whether he was a cop, realtor, whatever.
Right.
That's what it's about. That's something that nobody can take.
Right. Right. What's going on, Tracy? What's happening?
Hey, Tracy.
Thanks for tuning in. We sitting up here trying to tell the people how they can make six figures. You know, some of us work hard for the money, and we don't realize that we really don't have to work hard for the money, because there are 8 factors that you can use and
to make a lot of money to work for you.
make the money work for you. And number one, you got to know your why. You got to have a plan. You got to remove doubt. You got to know your niche. You got to have a database and love on them. Have a database and love on them. Wait a minute.
You forgot brand yourself.
Branding. You got a brand. And then the last one that we just got through talking about is networking. Because right now, if you really think about it, Tuck Radio is networking. We network every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what it is or what we're talking about or what we're doing, we are networking every Wednesday with something.
For sure.
Thanks for tuning in and thanks for listening. And the last and final thing is, come on now, because we need to know, because we're going to tell the people.
Step number 8.
Number 8
is do the math. Do the math.
Figure it out. Do the math. Take out your calculator.
So
do the math. Put it in your brain. Do the math. Talk to your partner, but do the math.
All right. So look, for starters, right? If you just started real estate today and you say, hey, I'm gonna make $100,000. I remember saying that when I first started. Here's a true story. So I was sitting at the table. I was at this brokerage, and the manager said, hey, what's your goal for your first year? And I said, since I need that lesson 20 years ago, I'm behind
That's okay. Hey, better late than that, Tracy.
Right.
Ain't never too
Hey,
late.
Get this book. I'll get you right. Get the book, Tracy. But the manager was like, what's your goal? And I was like, man, I'm gonna sell 50 houses my first year. He was like, 50 houses? Don't you think you're shooting a little too high? And I'm like, no. Right? Because I had already had it in my head that nobody was going to tell me anything different, right? And that has a lot to do with making the plan and getting your mind right and not believing in yourself and not
Not going for nothing less. That's right.
just not believing in any of this doubt that's coming your way and all this other stuff. And the more I showed that I was a professional businessman and more people respected my brand and that my database started growing. And was growing, I started loving them. Then I came more important by networking and growing that way, right? And the last was to do the math. So let's do the math. For starters, like you said, six figures can be anywhere from 100,000 to 999.99, right? But let's just use 100,000 as an example. That's what I talk about in the book. If you do that and divide that by 12, that's $8,333.33 a month. So if you know what your monthly goal is, then you have to figure out, okay, how many houses or what amount of houses do I need to sell just to achieve that? Well, for starters, if you sell a $280,000 house and you get a 3% commission, that's $8,400. So that's one house. You could technically sell one house. The name, okay, Tracy, we're gonna get you.
Write that down, Tracy.
It's coming.
You can meet us on Sunday.
Yeah, it's coming. So, but think about that. So if your goal is, up front, like what your goal monthly number is, will just be $8,333.33. Well, I'm gonna go out and say, hey, I need to sell a $280,000 house, which will be $8,400 in commission. If I achieve that, then I hit my monthly goal, and then I need to, utilize my database, utilize my network, utilize all these other things that are on the previous 7 steps to ensure that I'm having enough business over the next course of the next 11 months to ensure that I'm hitting those goals. Now, if you want to be even more specific, you might say, hey, I don't have a house or a buyer that's in the $280,000 range. Maybe I got 140. Okay, cool. Sell 2 of them. So that's 2 140 homes. Right. So now I still hit the monthly goal.
And anything else after that?
Right. So doing the math is really saying what number you want to make, break it down over 12 months, and then write it down on paper and make it plain and actually execute that plan to make it even more easier so it doesn't seem so overwhelming. And there's actually a plan that I can show people on what I've learned in the past on how to make so many calls or so many appointments to achieve that goal.
That's what's up.
There it is, people. So we just ran down to you 8 ways that you can go out and make 6 figures. Now, like we said, 6 figures start at 100,000.
Correct.
For some, that's a lot of money. For some, it may not be a lot of money, but it's 6 figures. That goes all the way up to $999,000, $100,000. You can even become a millionaire if you work hard at it.
Right.
If you work hard and do what you need to do. But those 8 factors, people, are right here on the screen.
That's right. Do the math. Yeah, I love it.
You gotta be the why, it gotta be the plan, you gotta remove doubt. Know your niche. You got to have a brand so you can be, your brand got to be out there. Branding is extremely important because you want them to be repetitive and you want them to get the Wellborn experience, TWE. We see that all the time. I see it on the rug. Give me a shirt with TWE. They'll be like, what that mean? I can explain it to you, the Wellborn experience. Let's talk. And then you got to create a database and you got to love on the database, not just put them in there and just leave them and then go back and, you need something from them. So you reach out to them. No, Show them a little love by reaching out to them, saying hello, what's up, I'm checking in on it. Send them a $5 to $10 gift card, you know what I'm saying? Or send them a Christmas card with the Wellborn Experience or whatever, your family on it. I don't care what it is, with your brand on it. You got to. That's the love that we're talking about. And then you got to network. Networking is so important. I do it for my daughter. You know, I do it for Courtney. She has a brand and she's doing what she does. You know, I network for her 24/7. I'm always talking to somebody about, hey, you know this, do that, and that. My daughter. So you got to do that. Networking is extremely important. And then you got to do the math. How much money you want to make?
Right.
And at what time do you want to make it?
Yep. I know a realtor right now. She's in Louisiana. She sells over 100 houses a year, and she only works 6 months out of the year.
That's what I'm saying.
And she's doing, you know, like probably $500,000 in business, like making $500K.
Right.
So she is not. Yeah, I was on the Nathan Ivey show. That's right. You know, that comes from writing it down, making it plain. And
yes.
She put a plan together. She's not just randomly doing that. You know,
right.
She's very organized. Okay. And I remember her specifically saying that she takes vacation 6 months out of the year. On purpose.
Right.
There it is.
To get herself together for a game plan for the next 6. You know what I mean? So
on purpose.
Yeah. Strategy.
So
tell them about the book. Tell them about the book.
Yes.
How they can get the book. You got, you know, contact information. All
yes. That. All right. So here's the book, How to Make 6 Figures Selling Real Estate as a Realtor, written by yours truly, OJ Wellborn. I'm having a book signing this Sunday. Okay. You can come and meet me in person. I would love to meet you as well as you. I'm flying here. I would love for you to, you know, come purchase one of my books and learn. You know, I won't even call myself an expert. I'll just say that I've been really blessed to do well at what I do. But I would love to share some of this knowledge with you to enhance, you know, whatever you're trying to do. But I'm going to be this Sunday, July the 11th at Artsville, which is in Madisonville. It's on Wetzel. The address is 5021 Wetzel Avenue. It's near the corner of Sierra. They got 2 big parking lots where you can park. Please come. We're going to have a DJ. It's going to be hosted by DJ Nate the Great. I got a few other surprises I won't speak on yet. There will be a cash bar. We're going to have some good food. But most importantly, we're going to have this book. And I will be there ready in hand with a pen to autograph it and put it right in your hand. So, again, come out this Sunday, July 11th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Artsville this weekend. Also, if you can't make it to the event, you can go to this website called BookBaby, BookBaby.com. Search the books. I'm under business and economics. Okay. You can, and actually I'm on the front page of there. They got me as a new release under there. So go to bookbaby.com. That's where you can get the book. Eventually I'll be on Amazon, but for right now, I'm on BookBaby.
Go on, people. Hey, it's right here. It's right here. You can't miss it. You know, there we are. The book signing is going to be at the Artsville. You know, if you haven't been out there, for those that are in Cincinnati, state of Ohio, Hamilton County, you know, come on out because, you know, Tuck Radio will be in the building. Got to be in the building to get my book that I've never read. I haven't read yet. Just seen a copy of it.
And if you're looking to buy or sell a house, you need to call me. 513-252-1055. Yes.
There it is. Who wants the house? 513-252-1055. 1055 if you're looking for a house. Now, wait a minute. Now, you know, somebody may be calling you because they looking for a plumber. You know, you done created that database.
That's right.
Show them that love. You know,
give me the plumber right now.
Yeah, give TWE a phone call.
I'll get them together.
And then go from there. So that's what we do, and that's how we do it. If you need a house, you need a book, you know, you need some advice, you need some love shown out of the database, give TWE a call.
And seriously, Tuck Radio, Shanice, I greatly appreciate y'all for this opportunity to be on y'all show. Y'all always have been showing me love, and I'm grateful. I'm very, very
Hey.
grateful. All right, AJ, we'll get you together.
Hey, you got the number. You got the number, AJ. And if you still live in Madisonville, AJ, come on out to the book
Yeah.
signing.
Support. Come support.
Come on out and show the love and
The
support.
books will be $10.
Even if who knows, it might be somebody might be in there to buy you a book. You just never know, but the whole fact of the matter is, come on out, because Tuck Radio will be in the building. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be there all day, but we'll be
there. You better catch us if you can.
You better catch us when we can, because we will be in the building.
We'll be on location. On location.
On location from our skill
Facts.
on Sunday at 3:00. And please come out. We're gonna hit the cash bar, and the food is gonna be great.
Yep.
The company is gonna be even more greater, and you get to meet all of us at one time. But you definitely get to meet Otis, so he can tell you how he became the millionaire.
I received that.
Hey.
I received that. It's coming.
It is coming, from one millionaire to another.
Hey, I know that's right. Yes, thanks for sharing the
maybe
wealth.
the next book could be 7 figures.
Hey, there you go.
It'll be a way for you to figure how to make
7 figures.
It's simple.
I'm with it.
But we love you. We adore you. You're gonna always have our support. There's some things that I'm working on. I need to talk to you about. But I'm gonna talk to you. I already talked to Chanice briefly, but we talked before. There's some big things that I'm trying to do. For those that don't know, I'm about to retire, and don't be in your feelings. Please don't be in your feelings if you don't get the invite to the celebration. I can't invite everybody because I still have to be well aware that the variant is out there, because a lot of people have not taken the coronavirus shot, and
I'm fully vaccinated.
I'm fully vaccinated. I just got to be aware that others aren't for whatever reason, and that's theirs. But I have to be extremely careful about those that come. Now, if you do get an invite, then okay, you're special. But just don't be in your feelings if I can't get you one. So, but we will at some point celebrate. But I am retiring soon, good people. But Tuck Radio ain't going nowhere.
Ever.
Look, AJ vaccinated, Tracy vaccinated. They saying
that means we better see y'all on Sunday. We better see you in Madisonville on Sunday.
That's right. We need to see you in the bill on Sunday. Then we need to see you in the bill on Sunday, and we'll talk more about what we're doing and how we're going to do it, and more about the book.
Yep.
So we appreciate you, Otis. Y'all know what time it is when we get to the show. God has been grateful and good to all of us, and we're so thankful for even having you and being your friend. Just knowing that, we can call Otis if somebody's looking for something. We know we can call Otis and say, hey, if it's a piece of property somebody's questioning, or they want to rent it, or they want to buy it, we know we can call Otis and he'll look into it and get right back.
And you actually do that, and I'm grateful for that. You'll be like, hey, man, such and such up here, I'm gonna connect y'all. I'm like, okay, cool.
And I mean, I try, because I believe in reaching out and helping other people. It's not always, people need to get out of self. Hello, let's
She was networking and working her database.
I'm loving on my database. Loving on it. Whatever I can do to help you.
Hey, you done started a problem. You hear me?
Whatever.
She's gonna be saying it in her head when she's sleeping.
I'm loving on my database.
I'm loving that database. Loving it.
Hey.
So we appreciate you and much success and continued
thank you so much.
Success in your life, in your family's life. Whatever we can do on our end, just continue to let us know. And we're here for you. For the O to the J, TWE.
Just y'all presence on Sunday is enough for me. That's dope.
We're in the building.
For
yes.
Sure.
So we have the part of the show where we give our positive quotes. So of course you are guest, but not really our guest. So we're gonna let you go first.
Me?
You. Oh, yeah. Positive quote.
You know what? I got a quote. This is from Pastor Mike McClure. He says, and he said this is Sunday. He said, fear tempts you to stay where you're comfortable instead of going where you called. So I'm saying all that to say, anybody that's on the fence and still, buying into the doubt and got fear in your heart, let that go. Trust God and take the leap of faith and watch where He takes you.
Absolutely.
That's what I got.
All right, mine says favor ain't fair. So God's favor is never fair. So on top of what you just said, if you take that leap, His favor is gonna be there.
Absolutely.
And y'all know me, but I always got to have some little more to add because Pastor Smith talked about Sunday. Road runner. Always had an obstacle in his way. The coyote always put something in his way to try to divert him from being successful in life and moving ahead and going around the objects that's in front of you. But if you can't say nothing else, and if you notice, Roadrunner never said nothing. Only thing he said was
beep beep.
So when you can't say nothing else, it's just like if I can't say a word.
That's a word.
Just like Tracy said, you throw up them hands.
That's a word.
Beep beep.
That's a word.
But at the end of the day, y'all know what I say. It's always better to give than it is to receive.
God,
and we'll see you all next week.
We see y'all next Wednesday, same time.
Beep beep.
Beep beep.